Well, we have about 5 minutes left. We're going to transition into another topic just briefly here, maybe get some thoughts on it, and then we'll close out the show. This is something that I came across today when I was just looking through the headlines, and it is a story from Action News in Pittsburgh. And they led this investigation, and it looked into how here in Pennsylvania there are teachers and people who have worked in schools convicted of rape, child pornography, and murder that are still receiving their pensions.
Oof. Filth.
Right? And
Scum of the earth.
And so this article says that it's because of a loophole in the state pension law that's currently on the books. And so it's interesting. It really goes into talk about this. It names this one teacher, Henry South, from McKeesport. And he was convicted of 10 counts of child pornography. He had to register as a sex offender.
Oh, God.
And
10 counts?
Yeah. And that did not stop him from collecting a monthly pension of over $2,000.
That's just wrong. That's so bad.
Walter Street from Avonworth. He was a music teacher, convicted of raping an unconscious child, aggravated indecent assault, corruption of minors, among other things. He still gets a pension of over $3,300.
I don't understand how could this loophole even be there?
Right.
And if it is, why not take it off right away? Do something to fix it, because you got scum of the earth who are cashing in on it.
Yeah. And so basically the law was changed. This article says that the law was changed about regarding pension forfeiture. And it includes some sex crimes, this article says, but if you were hired before that law was put in place,
there it is.
Then you're exempt from it. And so, yeah.
Well,
so if you were hired after a decade ago, prior to this new law amendment taking effect, then you're exempt from. Then it doesn't even affect you. And there are lots of teachers that are out there that were hired more than a decade ago.
Oh yeah, and I feel like a lot of the teachers nowadays who are getting in these scandals are the younger ones. Don't you think? Don't you feel like a lot of the times, yeah, we're starting to see in the news teacher accused of having sex with student. Yeah,
we are starting to see that. Not frequently, but more so than I remember.
Yeah.
In the past, yeah, and so even teachers that were charged with murder. I mean, there was this article talks about a guy who walked into a church, and he killed someone. He's in prison.
A church?
Yeah, and he's in prison for the rest of his life.
And he's still making money.
And he's still getting his pension.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly. They said, does that even make sense?
That's like me embezzling millions of dollars from my company, and then after they fire me, they're just like, we'll still give you your salary.
Right.
Like, I just don't understand. Like, it makes no sense. It's a disgrace, really.
Yeah.
I hope people get on that and change that, because...
Yeah, so the guy killed his ex-wife.
Okay.
In church.
Wow. That's a bold move.
Yeah, he was sentenced to life without parole, and so he gets a pension check for over $2,500 every single month.
For sitting in jail.
For the rest of his life. He killed somebody, and he's still getting his pension.
And he's getting paid.
What is up with that? We talk about our pension problem. Well, how about let's get rid of this? Get rid of this. We're $2 billion in the hole with pensions, but this isn't helping the fact that you have murderers that are still getting a pension,
and yet we can't fund schools for textbooks. We can't give people, the list goes on of what we could be doing with that money right now.
Yeah. So honestly, this needs to be something that is looked into, because that it is just not.
It's not okay.
Acceptable. That those kinds of people are still getting money from the state. And what kind of amendment, what kind of thing does that? An amendment that you say, this only affects people from here on out.
That's what I was going to say.
Get rid of it completely.
How can you say, like, if you were a pedophile 12 years ago, you're okay. Don't worry about it. We're still paying you.
But now from here on out.
No, you're not okay.
Right.
Like, really? Being a pedophile 12 years ago is okay than being a pedophile 9 years ago?
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. I don't understand. I don't know why they couldn't just change it outright. Just get rid of it. Even just rewrite it.
I don't know.
Any sort of crime like that, any sort of felony, you should not.
Yeah, you shouldn't get paid.
Right.
You're a criminal.
Anything that is not eligible for you to have expunged from your record, that a judge will say, yes, this is okay to not show up on a background check, should be grounds for not getting a pension.
Yes.
Why is the state still paying these people money?
I don't know. I don't know.
This dude is a murderer. He is sitting in prison getting $2,500. He killed his ex-wife in church.
I don't know. I'm actually physically trying to calm myself down right now so I don't get too heated because we only have 3 minutes left and I'm about ready to hop out of my seat and go off right now, but I can't.
Go off. You have 30 seconds.
No, it's not enough time. It's not enough time.
All right, fine.
It's not enough time.
Fine.
It would have been a legendary 30 seconds. Let me tell you that.
Hey, you still got it if you want to take it.
Okay, all right. So you know what? You're going to have a guy who's sitting in prison, who has killed somebody, who has raped somebody, who is sitting on stacks of child porn, and you're going to pay that man? Are you kidding me? Like, come on. What is wrong with this country? What is happening with our state that we can't put food on a table for someone who deserves it, who's out there getting job applications after job applications, but can't get a job, and we can't put textbooks in front of our kids who are now leaving school, joining gangs, selling drugs, but we can't sit down, we've put loopholes into our laws, and we're paying people for no good reason for doing horrific crimes. What is going on with this country? Make America great again. Come on, people.
All right, that was 41 seconds. You went over your time.
I told you it wasn't enough time. I told you.
All right, well, we're going to end on that. Hopefully this gets changed because this is despicable. We talk about pension problems. Well, let's look at stop giving pensions to people who commit felonies, okay?